Yikes. My creaky old bones. Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing. And I'm back with another monthly budget check-in where I overshare about my financial situation. Firstly, I got a comment on last month's video asking where the heck did coffee of the month go? And I was like, oh my gosh, where the heck did coffee of the month go? I just completely forgot about the existence of coffee of the month for like many months, but it is back. Ow, that's hot. I present to you coffee of the month. This is a brand spanking new coffee that I've never tried before, and I bet you most of you have never heard of it because I hadn't. It's called Murray's Welsh Brew, which funnily enough is a blend from Brazil, Central America and Vietnam, but we stick a Welsh dragon on it and call it a day, friends. That's what it looks like. It's a medium roast. Smells very smooth. I hope it tastes as good as it smells. That is in Welsh. I cannot read that, or rather I could read it, but I wouldn't know what it meant. Store me in the fridge. Are we supposed to be storing coffee in the fridge? That seems like a problem for later. That is very smooth. So for me personally, as someone who likes a strong coffee, I maybe would go with a dessert spoon and a half. In my cafetiere, this is just one dessert spoon, just to give me that extra little kick. But the taste, it's one of the smoothest coffees I've tried. Oh my gosh, that's really good. $4.99 a bag. This came from the garden centre near my house. But I'm going to look online and see where you can get this online because it's nice. Okay, I could spend the next 25 minutes talking about coffee, but we're not going to. We're going to get into the finances because I know that's why most of you are here. Coffee is just a nice bonus. So let me pull up my handy dandy spreadsheet. So here is what I spent in May, and I set myself an exceptionally difficult challenge this month because I reduced my monthly budget down from £750, which is typically what it usually is, down to £600 just because the last few months, man, they've been kicking my butt. I've been consistently going over budget since I don't know, all year I think. So I decided to try and curb that by bringing the budget down. I've tried that a few different times and it's never worked until this month. I actually came in 43 pence under budget. 43 whole pennies under my £600 budget. Now, as you can see, yes, I did spend more than £600. We're gonna go into that and I will explain exactly what happened there. But first, let's take a look at what I actually spent this money on. So for groceries, which again, I know I say this every month, but this is just kind of like my top up groceries in between the big shop. I budgeted £15 and I didn't spend a single penny. Eating out, I budgeted £30 and only spent 22. Petrol, I cash stuffed 50. I don't even think I put any petrol in my car this month. She has been living the hermit life, and that's the life I needed to live to save this money. Anyway, £50 for car maintenance, £30 for gifts. Most of that went on my nephew's gift, and then whatever was left over went to cash stuffing. Health, I cash stuffed £35 for my contact lenses. Beauty treatments, I cash stuffed £55 a month. I did go over this month. I spent £67, but that's okay because I had that money in my cash stuffing envelope to cover me. Clothing, I budgeted £10 and spent £11.74. Oh my gosh, can I show you? Do you care? Probably not. I'm going to show you anyway. So at the end of June, I'm hosting a Taylor Swift themed charity night to raise money for Thrive Women's Aid. It's in Port Talbot. If you're in South Wales and you're a Swiftie, buy tickets, come. I would love to have you there. But basically, I didn't get tickets to the Eras tour. I still wanted to live my best like Swiftie life. So I thought a good compromise would be to throw my own Taylor Swift party and use it as an opportunity to raise money for charity. So I got myself this dress off Vinted, brand new from ASOS with the tags on for £11.70 whatever. Isn't it gonna be perfect? Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So yeah, I spent money on that, £11.74. However, that did come out of my Vinted balance. One of my rules I set for 2024 spending was that any clothes I bought would need to be covered by my Vinted balance. And so far, I think I've been able to stick with that. Makeup, I budgeted £30 and spent £24.98. Skincare, I budgeted £40 for my face cream that ran out months ago and I still have not purchased it. It's just not top on my list of priorities, so I don't know, maybe in June. Hair care, I budgeted £5 and spent £3.49 just on some dry shampoo. Toiletries, I budgeted £15 and spent £16.99 on my Wild deodorant refills. Books, spent £0. Takeaways, spent £0. Hobbies, budgeted £20 and spent £69.48. So that didn't exactly go according to plan, but you know what, it's okay because overall I still came in under budget. Charity, £12.50 as per. Transport, I budgeted £5 and ended up spending £8.85, which was all on parking, which really bothers me. I hate to pay to park, it's one of like my pet peeves in life. However, I can't parallel park, so sometimes you just have to give up and pay to park in a space you can pull into. Trips, I spent £0. Social, I budgeted £80 and only spent £51. Drinks, budgeted £0 and spent £28.49, which really bothers me. I did spend a little bit of money on like a fancy bottle of wine. I went to a food festival earlier on in the month, and there was this like Welsh wine they were selling. It was really nice, so I bought a bottle of that and I went out for a couple of glasses of wine with my cousin. I think 1 glass of wine is my limit at this point in my life, but hey. Coffee, judge away, okay, because I usually set myself like a limit of buying 1 takeaway coffee a month. I bought 4, so spent £19.70 on coffee. However, my therapist said it was okay. I go to therapy now on a Thursday, and on the way home I can get drive-through coffee. She said I could. She said when I leave therapy I should do something that makes me feel good, and I'm like, is that a coffee? And she's like, if that's what makes you feel good. So technically that is on medical advice that I'm buying that coffee. Personal, yeah, my usual cash stuff for personal is £30. This month I spent £200 because, like I said, I started therapy. Now the good thing is I had been cash stuffing for my personal allowance, so I was able to put £100 back in, if you see what I mean, because I already had that money like put aside. And then miscellaneous, I budgeted 10 and I spent 0. So that kind of explains why my income ended up being this weird number, is because I had my budget of £600, but then I also had my cash stuffing from my personal for therapy and for something else. Oh, my beauty cash stuffing. And then I also had the £11.74 from my Vinted balance. So that's why we've landed on this really odd amount. And lo and behold, I came in under budget, 43 pence under budget. I have it here. It's going in the Christmas jar. Well, it would be if I could find it. Okay, I'm going to find the Christmas jar and I'm going to put this in there. Unfortunately, there are no pound coins in there for me to put in my £1 savings challenge, which has been severely neglected so far this year. But I'm just really pleased I managed to come in under budget. Now, let's move into June and budget for the upcoming month. So I think I am going to set my June budget as, I think I'm going to do £600 again. Am I? Will I? Do you know what? Let's do £650. £650 sounds good. £650 in the budget. And let's start dividing that up. So groceries, I'm going to put 15 again for that. I think that's really reasonable, just for going out and, you know, picking up the odd bit here and there. Eating out. Do I have any plans for June? I can't do another month of hermit life. Let's put £40 for eating out, £50 for petrol, £50 for car maintenance, £35 for gifts, £35 for health, £55 for beauty treatments. Pretty much all of that is cash stuffing, so that's easy. Clothing, I'm gonna go, I really want shoes to wear with my dress for the Taylor Swift night. Maybe if I can find a good pair of boots on Vinted. Maybe. I'm gonna give myself £20. Okay. Makeup I will need. I just ran out of concealer. I need a new foundation. I think that's it. Oh, setting spray. Oh, everything seems to run out at the same time. I'm gonna say 25. Skincare. Maybe I will get my face cream this month. Maybe. Hair care, I am probably going to need... Will I need shampoo this month? Let's put it in there just in case. Toiletries, I'm going to need more hard wax for my Am I okay? I'm going to need more wax melts for my little waxing machine. Books, 0 takeaways. I feel like I am going to need a takeaway. I just feel it in my bones. So I'm going to put 20. Let's just see. Hobbies, what have I got going on in June? Clearly I really underestimated how much I was going to spend on hobbies in May, so I don't want to make that same mistake. They just started doing Pilates at my gym. That's going to be £8 a month if I go there every week. Then I also want to enter into my 10k that I'm running at the end of the summer. I think that's £30. If I do a couple of park runs, I'll have to pay to park. Oh, I need to meet with my pageant coach. God lord, life is so expensive when you want to like do nice things. I'm gonna put 80, and that is big and that is bold, but I would rather budget too much and not need it all than budget too little and go over. Charity is always £12.50 cash stuffed and direct debit. Transport, I will be paying to park at therapy. Let's put it in at like £7. That's a random amount, but trips, no. Social, let's put 40, 50. Drinks, I will probably have a couple of Prosecco's, a Taylor Swift night. Let's put 15. Coffee, girl, you need to rein it in on the coffee. How much did I spend last month? Yeah, let's try and halve that and say £10 for coffee. Personal, I will be at therapy, but not every week this month, which is going to drastically reduce the amount I'm spending. £100 maybe. And miscellaneous, well, I'm already over budget according to this, so that does not bode well. Let's take the face cream out. Sand and Sky, if you're watching, please send me one for free. I've been trying to buy it for like 4 months and there's just no room in my budget, but I really want it. I genuinely think I can do this again this month. I'm not going to say it was easy last month. It wasn't. I had to cut back on a few things. Or not cut back on a few things, but I had to be really, really mindful about what I was spending to make sure that I came in under budget, which is fine. My no buy week that I did definitely helped, so I might implement that again in June. Anyway, let's move on to cash stuffing. I never really know what a good angle is for doing this. I know I see people doing it with just their hands and not their faces, but I personally find that a little bit creepy. I don't know, it's giving real Addams Family vibes with just the hands and no face. So we're gonna try this. As always, I have my 2 cash stuffing binders, my purple and my pink, and I will link them both in the description box down below. I also have a bunch of cash, so let's get stuffing. So first up we have the beauty envelope, and since I had to pull from that last month, there's only £3 left in it, so let's put another £55 in there. Next up we have health, which reminds me I actually need to call up my optician and order my contact lenses. So I should have £70 in here. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yes. So if I put in another 35, then I am good to go to pay for my contact lenses. My petrol envelope is actually empty, so I guess I did buy petrol in May. I just don't remember it. Either way, we're going to put in another 50. So we have the gifts envelope first, and there is still money in here. This is a big deal because pretty much for the entirety of last year, the gifts envelope was just constantly empty. And even after my nephew's birthday and all the other things I've had going on recently, there's still £50 in here. So I feel really good about that, and we're going to put in another 35. Then car maintenance is always 50. I should probably put that up. Just based on how brutally attacked I have been by car expenses over the last few months, but for now we're just going to stick with 50. Personal, we're going to put in 30. All of that is going to get eaten up by therapy. Then we have £10 to put away for charity and £15 to put into my phone bill, and that's done. Do you know what? I'm feeling pretty positive after that. In a weird way, as fun as it is to go out and spend money, there is this like weird high and this satisfaction and this dopamine hit that you get when you stay under budget. I was like a regular Scrooge McDuck in my 20s, like every single penny I saved as much as I physically could. Now I'm taking everything that I learned through all of that budgeting and through like my no buy year, and I'm putting it back into practice to try and save as much money as I can. Is it sexy? No, but it's sensible. I know sensible isn't sexy, but it's satisfying. Anyway, please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.